Okay, I am back from Lake Tahoe. I'm back where I live in Las Vegas, and I'm headed up to Mount Charleston to hike Griffith Peak for a couple of reasons. I haven't hiked it in a long time, to get in shape and to escape the Vegas heat, because it's super effing hot here. I got kind of a late start, but I'm on the trail, I think before 8:30. There's a lot of people in the parking lot, so I had to park far away. And then I had to go back to my car because I forgot eyes, nose, lips, as in Visine, lip balm, and then nose spray in case I need that. So that added another mile or so onto the hike. I'm already taking a break. I haven't hiked at altitude in forever. Well, technically, I hiked in and out to an aid station on the Tahoe 200, but yeah, I'm a little out of breath already, but I am close to 8,000 feet. I totally should have started earlier. Even up here at Mount Charleston, it's in the 80s. It's 8:37. Next time I come up here, and hopefully I'll come up here and hike within the same week, in the next couple of days, maybe do the same hike, but start super early before the sun comes up, because man, it is hot. All right, I need to shut up and go. Energy gel. Almost wish I could just swallow it whole. I don't like the way it sticks to my teeth. I feel like a cow chewing on its cud. Oh man, I just missed it. A hummingbird was right here by my ear. I thought it was a giant bee, and then it flew right in front of me and looked at me. Oh, that was pretty cool. Okay, back to going up. Oh, still snow right there. There's still a lot of snow up there. That's cool.
It wasn't even really in the program.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Because in the program, I
Yeah. It's amazing. It's almost August and there's still snow here.
Exactly.
Amazing. So originally when I started this hike, I thought I was going to go up to Griffith Peak, but I had to go back to the car to get a couple of things that I forgot. And then a good chunk into the hike, I realized I also forgot food. I have energy gels and one tiny mini energy bar, and it's just not smart for me getting back into hiking to go all the way up to Griffith Peak on so little fuel. So right now I'm looking at stopping at Echo Lookout, which has beautiful views too, but it's kind of like a little more than halfway to the top of Griffith Peak. So that's what my strategy is right now. And right now I'm killing time. I'm procrastinating because I'm in the shade and I have a beautiful view and I don't want to move yet. The altimeter says I'm at just shy of 8,700 feet. Okay, I'm moving. Look at that. There's another snowfield up there. It's just amazing. We're almost at the beginning of August and there is still snow up here at Mount Charleston. That's amazing. Really tells you what kind of winter it was. All right, onward. I just passed a family Oh, it's the mom and dad and their kid. And the kid is done hiking. He's just sitting on the ground. And the mom's counting to 10. Okay, come on, let's go. And I walk by him and I say, "You're almost there." And the dad's like, "We've almost been there for 2 hours." And then I said, "Yeah, but as long as you're moving in the right direction where you want to go, you're always almost there." Anyway, I do feel for the kid. I think he was probably like 5 or 6. And he was over it. I think I'm on the final push to Echo Overlook. Which is where I might be stopping. Since this is basically, you know, my first hike, real hike, to get back into the swing of things. You can see that snow couloir really well from here. Okay, this is Echo Overlook, and I think this is where I'm going to stop. I just passed a bunch of people that actually did go to Griffith Peak, and they started super early. They started at one batch started at 5 and the other started at 6. You know, and I didn't start my hike till just a little bit past 8 o'clock. It's too late in the day, and there were so many people in the parking lot. And it's a Saturday, so I think I'm going to come back here during the week and do a proper hike of Griffith Peak and get up before sunrise and hopefully be here before sunrise to do Griffith Peak. And if you've been watching my videos, I did this after driving back from Lake Tahoe, from the Tahoe 200, where I was helping my runner friend Andrea, crewing her at the Tahoe 200. You know what though? I might actually go to one other place beyond Echo Overlook. There's a National Wilderness sign, and I want to totally go check that out because they're kind of my thing. I like them. I like taking pictures by them. So I might go a little bit further distance to go take a picture next to that. I looked at it on All Trails. It's called Echo Overlook. This is? Yeah, this is Echo Overlook. Yeah, right? So down there is the Mount Charleston Lodge. I forget, but they've got cabins down there that you can rent. And there used to be a restaurant, but it burned down recently. And that's where I would go and get a beer after a hike. So yeah, major bummer, I can't get a beer there, but there is the Mount Charleston Resort, which is a little further down the road. And they have a bar there, and I can get a drink there. So I'm gonna clue you in on to why my logo says what it says. So the Nix Adventrex logo, there's a quote that says, "I hate hiking." It's because I used to hate hiking. I really did. I hated hiking. I even hated the word hike. It just sounded vulgar to me. So I'm sure there are people who know me who laugh when they see me hiking now, because I was so adamantly against it. So now you know. Okay, so right between the dead tree and the tiny tree, you can see Charleston Peak, which is where I will not be going to today. But hopefully in the coming weeks, I will be hiking up there. So you can get up to the top of Charleston Peak 2 ways. You can start at the Griffith Peak trailhead, which is considered the South Loop, or you can start at the Mary Jane Falls trailhead parking lot, and over there is considered the North Loop. And then if you're really feeling adventurous, you can park at the North Loop and come all the way and do a full loop. You start at the North Loop and finish coming around on the South Loop and hike back to your car. I'm coming to my turnaround point. It's this little wooden sign that I love. The Mount Charleston Wilderness sign. And the cool thing about Mount Charleston here in Las Vegas is it is related to Lake Tahoe in that Mount Charleston is in the Humboldt-Toiyabe forest. And the Humboldt-Toiyabe forest is all over the place. There's large patches of it everywhere. And part of Lake Tahoe houses the Toiyabe National Forest. So there are forests that are there's the Humboldt Forest, there's the Toiyabe Forest, and then there's the Humboldt-Toiyabe Forest. And that is what Mount Charleston is in. And that's what this sign says. And I love coming across these signs. All right, I think it's time for a selfie by the sign. All right, well, that's my turnaround. I'm going to start heading back down the mountain and come back to do Griffith Peak early in the morning during the week when there's not so many people. Okay, so I made it to 9,300 feet. I didn't hit 10,000 on this hike, but I'm going to come back and do Griffith Peak. Like I said, and Griffith Peak I think is like 11,300 something. I could be wrong on that. I need to check it out. But I will be prepared. I'm going to come here early morning and I'm going to have food. Okay, so now I'm headed back down. And I know some people like to go up more than going down because it's easier on their knees or something like that. I like skiing downhill and I like hiking downhill. I can even run downhill on this trail, but I stated before, this is like an initial hike to get back in the hiking game, so I'm not gonna... Oh, there's somebody behind me. So eventually I'm going to start doing that, but I don't want to trip and I don't want to overexert myself on the initial hike of getting back into the game. Okay, just hit Echo Overlook for a second time and now I'm headed back down. Oh man, it's so cool to see snow. I just never get over that. This rock face, this sheer wall, I've actually seen people climbing it before. I don't see anybody on it today though. Might be too hot for them. Look at that weird thing. Look at it. It's like some sort of a succulent cactus. There's a bunch more of those weird little succulents just growing right here on the side of the mountain in the rocks amongst all the scree. If you don't know hiking etiquette, here's something that's really important. When you're going down the trail, you want to step to the side to let the hikers that are coming up the trail pass you because they are going up and it's harder. Although me personally, when I'm coming up the trail and somebody's coming down the trail, I am more than happy to stop and let them pass me. So I'm totally cool with waiting for people going downhill. Okay, that was funny. I just passed a very fit couple, you know, probably in their 20s, walking with their 2 dogs. And the girl looks at me with a weary smile. Are we close? And I'm like, well, it depends on where you're going. And they said Echo Overlook. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, yeah, you're just a couple of switchbacks away from it. And they are. I'm not lying. I have been known to lie on the trail to tell people you're almost there. You're halfway there, and they're not. They have a lot longer. But, you know, I want to inspire them to go. Anyway, I was going to tell her, like, if you're going to Griffith Peak or Charleston Peak, you have quite a ways. But no, Echo Overlook, you are very close. And I received a Thank God. That is probably a fossil. Pretty cool. So I just saw what I think is a fossil in one of the boulders back there, and just some prehistoric knowledge. Mount Charleston, Las Vegas. I don't know if Mount Charleston was underwater, but Las Vegas was underwater a long time ago. It was a shallow sea, so there are lots of fossils here in Mount Charleston and all around the Las Vegas Valley. I think I was going a little too hard on myself at the beginning of this hike because my heartbeat was really high up and I was getting dizzy, and so I realized I needed to take it easy because we're not at that level yet, but hopefully soon. Just keep coming up to Mount Charleston. Oh, that's a good view of Charleston Peak right there. You can just see a little splotch of snow right up at the peak. Okay, so that's where I was. I think that right up there is Echo Overlook. Right up there. I just tried to catch some video of this tiny little blue butterfly. It's about an inch in size. It's the Mount Charleston blue butterfly, and it's endemic to Mount Charleston. So nowhere else in the world do you find these particular blue butterflies, and they're really pretty. But the damn things won't stop moving. It's very hard to get a video of them because all they do is flutter, flutter, flutter all over the place. They don't land and, you know, chill for a second. There's all over the place. The smell of lighter fluid in the forest. Right at the trailhead there's a picnic ground, so I'm sure that's where I'm smelling it from. While we're on the subject of barbecues, I don't do lighter fluid. I think it's a cheap way out. I prefer to use a chimney and charcoal, but not the briquettes. Actual wood charcoal. Starts up so quick with a chimney, and then you're not using, you know, gross chemicals to start your fire. I shouldn't say fire, I should say barbecue. Fire alludes to like you want to set the forest on fire. No, I'm talking about barbecues. Okay, I'm coming up onto my car. The parking lot was super busy, super full, so I had to park on the road, which put another mile or so onto my hike. It's in my bag, and I actually did have food. I was so go this morning, I forgot I had packed this. Oh well, no big deal. It was good that I took my time And that I only did a little hike. You know, don't want to go for the gusto right out the gate. Now I'm gonna get into my car and I'm gonna go get a beer. So let's go. Okay. Woo, my car is hot. Let's go get that beer, shall we? The resort on Mount Charleston. That's the name of this place. It's pretty cool. It's a little hotel, and they have a restaurant and a bar and a little sundry shop where you can get yourself some coffee in the morning.